Hello and welcome back to Rescue Me from My Distracted Life. It has been really distracted and disjointed this past couple of weeks. To fill you in what happened in the day of the move, we were all sitting ready to go, and I can believe it, ready to go, and the money hadn't arrived into the account to pay for our flat. So everything was stagnant, everybody stayed still, because we were told by the lawyer not to let the people in to our house on any account. However, it got to, I think it was 3:30, and I ran up to the lawyers who held our keys for our new apartment, wishing and praying that she was going to be reasonable to give us the keys. Which she was. She was very nice. But it wasn't until 5 that we got the keys to get into the apartment, which meant our removal men, who were paid by the hour, were sitting there for 4 or 5 hours doing nothing while we were waiting for the keys. The new people in our house were going crazy because they had 2 little girls. And Giovanni just says, look, in you come. Just go, get your stuff off. Because their removal men were threatened to leave and not come back till Monday. And they would have been without a house. And we would have been without a house until Monday. And this was Friday. So it's taken me a wee while to go over all that. And try and just calm down and settle down, which I'm beginning to do now. So hopefully this video is going to be a little bit of a mishmash, because because that's the way it is just now. Thank you to my new subscribers, and thank you for everyone who has been watching. If you could just please like and subscribe, and later on in the video I'm going to take you out in the garden and I'm going to discuss the dogs and fill you in on their history and why Rescue Me channel started in the first place. If you're interested, I begin to realise that perhaps I'm not sharing enough. I'm being a little stifled, but I don't mean to be. It may come across as being not very warm, but I hope I am a warm person. Anyway, enough waffling. I'll see you in the garden. I'm out in the garden, and I had so many things planned for this weekend, but just like you can't rely on the weather being good, you can't rely on it being bad either, because it's really quite hot today. It's cold at night, but it's hot during the day. It's quite autumnal. You know what I mean. Look how blue the skies are. Nature's playing a very cruel trick. I don't know if you remember this fig tree, but it was literally a quarter of the size at the beginning of spring, and because we've had a wet weather, I think it's just went crazy. So everything's getting a severe haircut when it turns cold and they drop their leaves. And I mean it, you're definitely getting done this time. Look at the size of this. By the end of the day, that will be that size. That's how quick this is growing. But if I trim it in the autumn, or when the leaves, in the cold weather, when it's dormant, it'll do this tree no harm. But it is definitely getting a good hard chop, because nothing can grow for it. And if it gave me figs, then all would be forgiven. All it does is give me leaves. And if I was Adam and Eve, I might be happy with that. Look at that sky. This is mid-September. in summer it wasn't like this. This is Reggie. He's needing a haircut and I'm out here procrastinating because he doesn't like getting a haircut. He's very vocal about it. What, a haircut? Is that what I'm saying? You getting a haircut, Reg? The story of Reg is quite a sad one. He was a wee pup from a puppy farm, and as some of you might know, puppy farmers aren't the best situation for a pup to be born into. He was kept in the dark, we believe, for the first 8-9 weeks, maybe even 10 weeks of his life, because we got him at 11 weeks. But he had such a happy-go-lucky personality, and I think this is what got him through. But he comes with his problems. He does have problems, but mostly he battles on. Another little dog. Here, she's around here somewhere. There you Belle. She disappeared. Oh, there she's there. That's Bella. We got her from the same place, and her story was fairly similar. She was a rescue pup from a puppy farmer in Ireland. Both came from Ireland. And she has real issues, and a lot of them are to do with me. Because when I first got her, I wasn't in a good place at the time, and I infused all my anxieties onto her. And our first day out, our first puppy walk, came across this woman, and I wanted the dog to be socialised with other dogs, and this dog came up, and I says, "Is your dog okay?" She said, "Oh yes, yes, yes," and it immediately attacked this little puppy on our first walk. And I said, "I thought you said she was okay. Your dog wouldn't do that." "Oh," she says, "well, she hasn't done it in a while, and I just thought she'd got better." So she was experimenting on my little pup, and I felt like pushing her onto the road. Maybe a little bit excessive, but it set the tone for her life, and it made me furious. Because the next day we went out, and there was a dog who was trying to be friendly, and who wasn't aggressive, and he put his nose on her shoulder, and she screamed, and the dog hadn't touched her, and that set the pace for the rest of the life. She's a reactive dog, and I'm not a reactive person, but I'm not a reactive person. But I wasn't the best person for her, I don't think. But I do love her to bits. She loves me, and we are now working on our problems together. It's been a long time coming, but I feel now, being by the seaside, I feel a wee bit more relaxed, and being able to hear birds and sit in the garden. You hear that, wee bird, and hearing the bells chime. It's very calming. Anyway, that's the story of my two little dogs. I got them from Manytears, and I'll try and link their website in the description. And they have a very high criteria for people who adopt. So don't be offended if they refuse you, because they're trying to do the best for their little wards. Anyway, let's talk about the garden. The delphinium will be going in there, and I was trying to hold off and do it the other side of the year, but the weather's pulled, as I said, a very cool trick and turned back into summer. Weather's gorgeous. So I have a lupin here and a lupin at the back, and too many lupins, a lupin there a lupin there, and a lupin in this. I think I'll get rid of all of them but one. By getting rid of, I mean I'm going to put them in pots, so I'm not going to get rid of them. Because I just couldn't do that. Maybe we could put them in next door. I don't know, but I have been putting pots outside the front of the cottage and it's been really nice. Oh, berries are starting to turn red. They're only yellow just now, but they're starting to go. I'll need to cut this back as well, because I don't want it to overtake these. Isn't that phlox lovely? And it smells gorgeous. Oh, that's lovely. It's really nice. And there's my view from the corner of the garden. And once that house is done, and the fence is down, and the fig trees chopped down a bit, we should have a better view. This is why you shouldn't cut your flowers too early and tidy your garden too early. Look at the life that's going on here. So don't cut them back too early. Let nature give you the wire. You start seeing your insects and they've all went to sleep. Then do it if you want. My sister Catherine bought me these. She bought me 4. Isn't that gorgeous? They'll go lovely in the garden next door. There's the other one. And we were in Malazzo, if you've seen our Sicily videos. We were in Malazzo at the time. And she phoned me up and she says, "Where are you?" She says, "You in Malazzo?" And she didn't know me, didn't know where I was. I said, "Yeah." And she says, "That's good." She says, "Because I've just bought you a present from there." Listen to the bells. Isn't that lovely? I brought these in a couple of nights ago because it did say it was going to get really cold, but the weather's heated up, but it keeps putting its petals everywhere, mostly because Bella wags her tail or brushes past it and all the petals come off. Not just her, Reggie as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move everything around. I'm going to change the window. Excuse that cover there, that's to keep the dogs from dirtying the couch. I'm going to clean up the window. Well, I've cleaned outside the window. I'm going to change that display and just put the flowers in. So I will put these there and another pot that I have over there to the window. I'm not showing you the mess there. And I will put these by the French door. Now, this one means a lot to me because this is my mum's and she gave us all one. And mine's unfortunately died, but my sister Tibby gave me some of hers, and I've brought them on, and this is the way they look. I will keep these here now because I lost a whole load of geraniums, or pelargoniums, whatever you want to call them, one winter, and I'm a wee bit shy of doing that again. That's a lovely one there, isn't it, with a little white round about it. Firstly, I will repot these, and that will go in that corner there. Repot these. I'm looking for things to put underneath here so the wood doesn't rot, and I'm thinking maybe I should just take the plants out, water them and put them back in to save any water getting anywhere, because I can't find any plastic or anything to put here. Get the roots on that. I will attempt to film this with one hand. Those lovely roots. And now I'm going to have to put the phone down. I'll just fill in round there. take it back into the house. Right, I want to show you this. A tomato plant grown out of the rubble. I'm going to take that as a good sign. This is the... oh my god, I just love coming out here and the birds. This is the lovely berries I was telling you about. Look at that colour. If you could imitate that colour. And this is why this is going nowhere. I won't disturb this, because I don't want to lose it. I'm just honing in these berries again.